You're in class, you're sitting there, right? Your teacher's trying to teach you some geometry, some algebra, whatever, even calculus. You start dozing off, and then bam, you do that one day, do that for the next day, the day after, and then you got your weekly quiz, and you don't know anything. Listen, guys, you might be thinking, oh, math just sucks. What? It sucks, right? But what really sucks is, and why you're not able to pay attention, is because you don't have that why. You might be asking, what do you mean by why? What why means is the purpose to push you and drive you to go further. Why is something that motivates you and inspires you to keep going even when you don't feel like it, right? Not only does this apply for the classroom, this applies for going to the gym, working on yourself, reading a book, self-improvement, having that business, having the relationships, right? Why? It all needs to go back to this why that you really care about. Something that will really motivate and inspire you to work harder and be more driven. That's the importance of having a why. So now you might be asking, Sami, how can I believe you, right? So a little backstory about me. Back in high school, I was more of a cringy anime guy, right? I would make up all these fake false rumors about myself, like, oh, I got these as my arch rivals, right? And how I would go about doing it is I would choose the best guy in a specific field, for example. I would choose, like, the best kid who's really good at school, and I'd be like, this guy's my arch rival. And I would tell him publicly and tell everyone in the class, A little cringy, but, we all got our cringe moments, right? Same thing. I find the best student athlete, I'd be like, we're arch rivals. And me and him would be mentally competing, right? That's how I view it. Right, and same thing from other aspects of life, right? Find the best guy who goes to the gym, works out, best physique, person who gets the most sleep, etc. All that, right? I'm just taking that self-improvement mindset, but also adding my anime cringe. So I'm doing that, okay? So while doing that why? Because I was a big anime nerd. It was really motivational, inspiring for me to keep going and stay committed and stay hard. Just because I wanted to have that soul conversation, being like, hey, bud, I was able to get 9 hours of sleep while you only got 8 hours and 45 minutes. Haha, right? I know it sounds really cringe and hard to understand, but that was my why. And it really pushed me. And I have every key memory of it, especially during wrestling season, right? I had a dream of being the state champ. Now, it's my second year wrestling, so it's already going to be hard where I want to be the best in my state, right? Doesn't really matter. But the concept is I use that why to push me. So I would work out in the morning. I'd run 7 miles just to get a better cardio shape. I would listen to the coach exactly during practice. I would go 100%, asking drills, asking for feedback, seeing where I can improve. I would stay after practice to work on more my move specific, seeing what I can improve. And I would keep trying to implement that 24/7, right? Cyclic, right? Obviously, there were going to be days, right? I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't feel like care about it. I didn't really care about it. I didn't want to do it. But because that why was so strong, it was able to push me. And I was able to go super hard. But that's the importance of having a why. It'll push you. And that's my most closable story. Now if we skip a little bit more into the future now, where I'm at, 4th year in university, going to graduate, software engineer, computer science major, get the gist. But the problem is, guys, my why isn't as strong. Now you might be asking, Sami, why isn't your why as strong? Well, I have a bigger brain now. I think a little bit more. And honestly, I don't have anything to that motivates me and inspires me to push. Something to go above and beyond, right? And I'm still seeking for it. As I do YouTube, I've realized that I'm really more invested in this and I just need to make more time for it. So I've been doing that and I feel really in the zone when I make these. So I'm thinking my passion slowly coming towards YouTube and I'm really focusing on that. So that why is really being more proactive. Because I realized, guys, with this why, you have better memories as well. Right now, guys, for the past 2-3 years, I have a harder time telling you what I did last week and the week before versus during wrestling season back in high school. I can tell you exactly the times I stayed after class, I worked out hard, I got the extra reps in, the days I was mad when I wasn't able to do a certain thing, the day I was mad when I couldn't get a specific form going, the days I couldn't go to the gym, get my 7 miles in, stuff like that, guys. I have those memories. But the memories now when I'm studying, pushing myself just a little bit, doing a little bit more than usual, right? Blank. No concept, not even my head. So I've come to the realization, guys, the why also helps you live in the moment and really feel everything that's going on around you. So that's another important thing about having the why. The reason why you should push yourself, the reason why you should keep going, in my opinion. Now you might be asking, Sami, okay, so how do you get this why? How you get this why is finding deep down in yourself, what do you really care about? So I really recommend, guys, you take some time out of your day, right? Spend 10 minutes. It's really not that hard. Find what you really care about. And do this every single day. Find what you really care about. Question it. Do I really care about this? Yes, no, blah, 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 right? Eventually, after a week or two, you're going to find out what you really care about. I really care about, for example, let's say you're just some student. I really care about being the best in my class. I want to go to the top Ivy League university. I want to do this. I want to do that, right? That's you. You're student A. But student B could be, I carry more value into my physique, my going to the gym, etc., right? So with these two people, with their whys, they're going to be doing stuff more related to what they care about. Student A, right, will probably put a lot more effort into studying, going into classes, asking questions, going after school, asking questions to the teacher, trying to get feedback, constantly improving, getting feedback on the writing, getting feedback on the math, right, writing better proof statements, etc. You guys get the gist, right? Student B, however, will probably be less that and more focused on the gym, right? Watching more science-based videos, trying to figure out how to do better form, getting a better muscle contraction, doing more cardio, focusing on the physique, learning more about science. However, guys, these still are two correct. I forgot to interstate, this guy's still going to the gym, student A, right? So very important, you still go to the gym, guys. Please don't tunnel vision down to one. So now, these both students are going to work really hard, but the fact that they're both pushing themselves, even though they're in two different aspects, they're still able to have a really beautiful life. This one's going to have student A, one who really cares about school, is going to care so much about their life and will do something they really care about and will have the best memories. And they will probably go to some top Ivy League school, right? He gave 100%. This person cared about the gym so much, right? Worked out, learned everything, and is going to have like a really beautiful physique and stuff, and right, he loves the gym so much, eventually have his own personal training or gym business, etc., right? And listen, guys, they're both obviously going to make money. Doesn't matter. I also have a take, guys, that no matter what you do, you could probably make money out of it. I've seen every single style of video out there. I've seen some guy coaching on how to shoot a basketball. I've seen someone teaching ballet. I've seen someone teaching pickleball. I think one of the largest school communities is a pickleball coach. Listen, guys, my mindset has now shifted. You can make money through anything. Think about all the OnlyFans videos and people making money on OnlyFans. I've now just accepted money can come from anything. Doesn't matter what it is, right? You've seen the entertainers. Some of them do nothing, right? They still make money. So you gotta come to realize you can make money through anything. So once you accept that, it makes it even also easier to have a why, right? So with this why, find out what you really care about and really stick to it. For me, I've been starting to make more YouTube videos. I've been more committed to doing this. I've been trying to keep a more commitment of trying to make a video every single day, edit, upload, stay more consistent, right? I realize the memories I have when I'm more focused on making YouTube videos means I have better memories of that. I care more about it. I was much happier, right? I felt like I was really committed in doing what I believe was my passion, right? So I'm focusing on that. That doesn't mean it has to be yours, though. You can just do whatever you want. And listen, guys, I don't judge. I've seen the bottom barrel, horrible, worst things in my life. I've seen the most awesome, gracious. I can't believe someone was able to do that, right? So, to be honest, guys, do what really makes you happy. And that why, the thing that makes you happy has to be that why that pushes you, right? So, once you find something, right, let's say, for example, I care about school. Or easy example, right, I care about making my parents happy. Realistically, guys, you know some external happiness is not going to be it. You got to find what makes you happy. So let's start off with that. So I want to keep that statement. What makes you happy, right? School, gym, and some other BS, right? Whatever. Let's even make worst case scenario while we're at it. School, gym, and you want to be the best gamer in League of Legends. That's a game I used to play a lot, right? Let's say that's it. Okay then. Let's say for example you don't know what to choose, but you just choose all three. So guess what, guys? Here's what you do. For school, you spend an extra hour studying every day. You have to take your AP exams in the year. You listen to the organic chemist video. You know the guy, best one out there, right? You watch his videos every single day. You take notes. You try to do the practice problems, right? Whatever you got, right? That's 1 or 2 hours. You also go to the gym, right? While at the gym, in between your 2-minute sets, you're watching another science-based Jeff Nippard video, right? Focusing on the form, focusing on the stretch quality, right? Etc. Right? You know, you get the gist. And then, after the gym, you're getting your protein in throughout the day. You're just making sure you hit your 1 gram per body weight. You're on your cut, slight deficit, right, etc. And because you have a League of Legends stream, you're trying to become a pro gamer. Every single day, you're playing 1 or 2 high-quality games, putting 100% into it, and then after the game, you're rewatching your clip, seeing where you made a mistake for the next game to improve, right? There, you're doing all 3 still 100% because your why you don't know yet, but you still really care about. So you're focusing on just getting better at this, getting better at this, getting better at this. But eventually, guys, you're going to keep cycling around, and then you're going to eventually be like, wait a sec, I don't really give a fuck about League. I don't really care about this game that much. And you just start pushing it out. But the trade's up, still pushing 100% because you thought it was your why, goes in the other 2. And eventually you're like, wait a sec, guys. Lifting is just weighted movement. I don't care anymore. And you throw that out. And eventually you're like, wait a sec, I don't even care about school. Like, I got all these A's and pluses and A's and B's, right? And I'm like, I don't even care, right? And guess what, guys? Those are all still skills you bring upon and to find your next passion, right? Realistically, hopefully these all line up exactly when you're done college, but it don't really matter. Life's a journey, right? So after that, you take those skills, you use it for something else. You got more interested in business. You take the skills you learn from League of Legends, of working hard, watching film, try to do some business of some service or whatever, right, or some product. You know, say you're a software engineer major like me. Oh, I really like to build products, right, some other stuff like that. You build up some little tech product. You take the hard works of going to class, watching videos, reading documentation on how to make a better product, right, working on making a better database, stuff like that. And then guess what, guys? Gym, still always there. You're just probably just working out, and instead you make it a hangout session with your boys. You like, yo, come work out with me real quick. You try to teach him, you try to hang out, something like what I do. So that's more specific to me. But take these skills and try to apply it to your life. Find out what you really care about. But guys, that's today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'm taking a new approach with these video styles where I keep it more raw, talking about how I feel, being more transparent with you guys. And yeah, good luck. I got out the uni. Have fun.